TimeRust.com proudly presents the Time Rust Brain Trust. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Time Rust Brain Trust podcast, the podcast that really likes video games, because this week was what?
The Electronic Entertainment Expo
I thought it was
2013.
Comic-Con. Sorry.
Fanboy Flame War 2013.
Internet trolls have been released.
The trolls were released as soon as E3.
Trolls
As soon as the conferences started, the trolls were released.
Troll.troll.exe.
So we're going to go ahead and get to the introductions. To my left is Marquise,
What it is, folks.
It is what it is.
and to his left, as always, is Eli.
It's called the Xbox 360. If you don't have internet, you should buy it.
How?
That's right.
Believe that. And to his left is Steve.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm glad I could be here.
You're welcoming them back.
Yeah.
Oh,
They should be welcoming you
My
back.
sister calls you
Yeah.
the elusive Steve now because
Really?
yeah.
Elusive Steve.
She doesn't
Elusive
believe
Steve.
you
She
exist.
doesn't believe you exist.
Dude,
That
all I
sucks.
need is a secret
She was here.
organization
She
for
was like-
human rights in the galaxy, funded by my imaginary amounts of money.
She was like, "Who's this Steve guy? I've
Man.
never seen him. I don't
Yeah.
see him on a website. I don't."
He's not in any
That's
videos.
rough, dude.
You know? Do you know how hard it is for me to make videos for a video intro when two of the guys are never in videos?
I'm sorry.
I'll just have to
it's
use
like
your
I just moved
faces.
into a new apartment. I don't have the internet.
Oh yeah, that's a good excuse.
It's a very good excuse. Or should I just,
It's the
No,
money's
that wasn't
gone.
being
just buy
sarcastic.
my
I was
Xbox
just saying.
360 because I don't have the internet.
Exactly. Or you could play your PS3, because what are you playing tomorrow?
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually working tomorrow because it rained today, which is sad.
Yeah.
Aww.
I won't be sleeping, and I'll be going to OU with nothing but an energy drink in hand.
That sucks.
Aww. Can I have your PS3 and play it while you're gone?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No. I'm going to take it with me.
He's going to rig up some kind of
Like-
adapter.
He just starts laughing and then goes,
That game, I'm so excited.
He's just going to be sitting there at the site drawing like mutated
Fungus
Humans.
zombies.
fungus zombies.
So good.
all
And then
right.
putting nails through them.
Oh, by the way, our host is Nate.
Huh?
He
What's
forgot
up,
to-
Yeah, I know. No one really cared. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, just ignore Nate.
I thought you would just ignore,
No.
announce yourself, buddy.
He's alright.
No, it's
You
just,
normally
everyone
take
kept
control of the
interrupting.
situation, but and I'm Nathan, and this is what we're doing today.
Well, listen, before the podcast, he yelled enough. You know, it's been a long day. I don't really want to yell some more.
Yeah.
We didn't have power until about 20 minutes before we started.
Yeah.
So, just want to get that out of the way.
It seems like that was a sign from the gamer gods.
It was like, hey, power. I'm like, oh, okay. So,
They thought it would be nice enough that we could bring the podcast to the nice peoples that listen to us every week, so they thought, boom, power.
Yeah.
At least that's,
that's your
power-
theory.
the
that's
power-
my theory.
The power company wanted to know about E3.
You got some dude in a truck that's like patched in. He's like, I hope they talk about the Xbox.
I gotta have my Xbox One. I gotta have my PS4 stuff. Tell me more about the next gen systems.
Notice no one's caring about the Wii U right now. Anyways, so we're going to go
That's
ahead.
It's not a
Yeah,
next-gen system.
funny,
Yeah,
you
it
should
is.
say, funny you should say that because none of the developers do either.
Oh.
All right,
And
Marquise.
that's not it's not a next gen system, bro.
What are you doing?
Naruto 634.
Good
Amazing. Oh, good.
I love that he leads with Naruto manga every...
Dude,
every week.
it's just
I love
it's
my
getting
manga.
hardcore right
Getting
now.
pumped. Getting pumped.
And it's building for stuff, and it's
Pretty good.
really getting good. I don't want to spoil it because Eli's still
Yeah.
in like a year of filler, so for the anime, so it'll take him about a year to catch up to us. But
Yeah, dude.
it's awesome.
I found out
when you
a
get to
long
this
time
point, you'll be
ago.
like, "Dude, this is amazing," and I'll be like, "Yeah, it was."
My whole life, people have been telling me about the manga.
I don't know why you don't just read it. But anyways.
It's-
I don't buy the hype.
Okay, so what else have you been doing, man?
I saw The Purge this weekend.
How was that?
It was interesting.
When you take a breath and you let it out.
No, it's not like that. What I'm saying is, it was interesting as in the concept of it was pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, America's collapsed. These new founding fathers come into power. Boom, they pushing the law. This thing called the day called the purge. 12 hours of everything goes. You can murder just about anyone except class 10 people, which is with the president and Congress member. The three branches of government.
You could for 12 hours you could directly pirate TV and movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
12 hours you can go down the street and there's so you don't have somebody, you can go cap them off. Boom. I don't like you.
That's
Rape
so
and pillage.
Stupid.
There's a reason for it.
The reason for it is, there was two main reasons for it. One was the reason that the government gives is it gives a release to everyone. Get
Play
all
some Grand
the
Theft Auto. I mean,
Well, not everyone feels the urge to do it, but
Maybe not everyone's connected to the
I
internet.
know, but see, that's what sucks. Like, so you just have 12 hours where, like, people that don't want to get involved are screwed. That's stupid.
they could be killed.
Yeah, that's
They
stupid.
should leave the country.
Not
even kidding.
The real reason behind
Or
it
they
is
get killed.
population control. All the poor people can't afford to protect themselves, so they're on the street killing themselves. The poor people are gone.
I love this movie already.
So I mean, there's jobs available for the rich people. People have money, and so it's a weird It's like, okay, well, I want to understand. Like, I want how bad did it get before we got to this
It's a
point?
great way to create jobs.
Yeah,
Steve, you're so.
unemployment's down to 1% in this movie. You know, it's just crazy.
You look to your left, you look to your right, you're like, hey, new coworkers every purge day.
Awesome. It's
Oh my
March
God.
21st at 7 p.m. until March 22nd at 7 a.m. Survive
Yeah.
the
So
night.
basically, it was a pretty good movie.
So dumb.
I gave it a 2 because it didn't explain a lot more about the purge like I wanted to be explained about. But it wasn't bad. I watched a little bit of Raw. Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins. Oh my goodness, those guys put on a wrestling clinic. I mean, it was a match of the year type quality match. It was.
That's
just
amazing that, like, something wrestling was good enough to be mentioned in your "What Are You Doing" section.
I know. That's and
Because
and,
usually it's like,
and the thing was,
Usually it's like, so was anything happening in wrestling? No, it sucks. Okay.
but see, I caught that in between.
that's also you.
Yeah.
This is what it usually does. It's like, I watched Raw, and you're like, how was it?
Yeah, it's usually on Tuesday,
But
so
then-
we get it out of the way early in the week.
And then I watched it. And then what happened is the Sony press conference came on. And Sony did some cool stuff. And
Lots of cool stuff.
I watched that press conference. I watched the Xbox conference a little earlier that day, and they did some cool stuff.
Which we'll talk about in detail
We'll
later.
talk about it in detail later. But
other stuff.
other stuff. Let's see. Watch some Netflix.
Did you watch a movie yesterday or today, by the way?
Thanks for saying Netflix.
What movie?
This is the end.
No.
You haven't made it to that yet?
No, I made it to that yet. I'll probably go see that either tomorrow or I'm gonna. You know what? I'm off later tomorrow. I might be at the movies all day tomorrow.
Hey, whatever.
I wish I could do that, but
I just
You
got paid.
technically could have done that.
I just
today.
got paid, and I'm the movies guy.
I do
and
stuff all
I'm gonna
day.
just be like,
Yeah.
I'm reviewing these movies, and they're gonna still let me walk through for most of the day. And that's how it's gonna roll.
Yeah. They love marquees.
They love me. Anyway, thanks by the way.
Peace out to those people.
Yeah, peace out to those people. What else I've been doing? Jeez, I haven't been doing much. I haven't caught up with my comic books because again, I just got paid like this week, so I have to go buy comic books and stuff so I can catch up on that.
I actually finally got a hold of New Guardians 20.
How was it?
I really enjoyed it. It was just
It was a nice wrap up, right?
It was a nice wrap up where you're like, well, I was surprised they didn't really royally screw Kyle over. I
told you, but that's how I rolled. But that was pretty much it, man.
impressed.
Just watch some Netflix. Talk with my sister, getting her some new assignments, which doing Steve's job.
Oh, man, all that hate, all that
That's
hate.
some hate.
Hey, you'll be able to do some stuff here
No.
soon. You know, you can do
I might have to edit some stuff off the site though, bro.
Oh,
All right.
What are we talking about?
I don't even know. I don't know. All right,
It's coming at you.
Eli, what are you doing?
I have been working night and day to repay my home loan to Tom Nook for my initial house in Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Oh, I thought we were going somewhere
We
somewhere
were going
dark.
somewhere serious. I
No.
was like,
No.
I'm like,
No.
Eli's got a home?
No.
Or we hoeing you out now? Is
No.
that what this is? Oh, okay.
No.
Oh,
But catching lots of fish, insects, picking up some seashells,
By the seashore.
turning stuff into the museum, buying some furniture for my house, getting a Legend of Zelda Heroes hat,
Oh,
just hanging out
that's
in the city of
So
Gotham.
that game has absorbed your life.
I play it.
Like, it's your...
I play it a good bit. Like, the thing with Animal Crossing is you can't really play it a lot each day because you eventually come to a point where there's not really anything to do except, like, try and catch some more fish and sell them. But, like, so it kind of paces you out. Like, it's a game that
kinda
takes
like-
place over a long period of time.
You wake up and you do your dailies, and then you go about your business.
Yeah.
So it's like World of Warcraft for little kids.
Well, yeah.
Except there's no violence.
Yeah. I mean, the most
I don't know,
violent...
catching fish can be pretty violent.
Yeah.
What if they swallow that?
I don't know.
That's true.
Some guy got attacked. Was trying to catch a fish and he almost caught an orca.
The most violent it gets is you can get, like, chased by bees and stung by a swarm, or maybe a mosquito will bite you on the side of the face. That's about as violent as it gets.
That's pretty
Um,
brutal. What if
but-
it's one of those mosquitoes? Can your
West
little
Nile
Animal Crossing
mosquito?
dude
Yeah.
get malaria?
No, that'd be bad.
You like wake up and your little dude's dead.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys are
Yeah, that would
Dark.
suck.
dark.
But,
I'm sorry.
Something
The
wrong
game-
with you.
the game is really good, and after I play for probably about another, I don't know, however long it ends up taking me to get to the point where I feel like I could write a review for it, I'll put a review up, but
Okay.
I think it's at least going to take me a few weeks before I'm to that point, because it takes some time to unlock stuff. Like, there's a tropical island that I can eventually get to, but I haven't even got the dude to like have the boat there so that I can go.
Swim. Build your own boat.
I've heard that takes about a week.
You could catch
So,
many fish, you could
goodness.
lash them together and have them pull you across the ocean.
I'm on a boat. What?
yeah.
yeah, you like that. Yeah.
No, I gotta give you props. Just because we both got that, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Everyone but Eli.
Yeah, that game is a lot of fun.
Would you say it's
And-
like crack?
No, I mean, I don't have like a burning urge to play it. It's just fun to play and like always be progressing towards something. Like I enjoy games like that where I'm just always having some kind of progress being made. Like no matter how much time I devote to it in a day, like I can make some kind of noticeable progress, and that's fun. Last Friday I went and saw Star Trek Into Darkness, and I also saw Now You See Me. And they were both amazing, amazing movies. Especially Star Trek. Holy crap, that movie was...
That movie, best movie of the summer so far.
That
Hands-
movie was
hands
firing on
down.
all cylinders.
Yeah, it really
and
was.
they really couldn't have done anything different to that movie to make it any better, or...
I
Like,
think they could have.
I don't... No, there was no way they failed in that movie. Like, for me.
They could always do something better.
I freaked out when... everybody... You've seen it?
Mhm.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
You've seen
Yeah.
it.
Spoiler!
Of course I've seen that
Spoiler
movie.
coming. I freaked out when the dude said that he was Khan. Like,
Yeah.
I lost
Dude,
it.
so did I. I was like, ah!
I lost it when that dude said he was Khan.
Dude, I dropped that. Was like...
It was so awesome. And then when they have the tribble sitting there on the
Such a
table,
good dude.
as soon as I saw the tribble, like I knew it was a tribble. I was like,
Wasn't that awesome, though?
no way!
And
They're
then when
going to
it-
be so screwed in like a little bit because they're
Nope.
going to be all over the place. But then they didn't do that. And that's. I guess if there was one thing I would have liked to seen just like a med bay full of tribbles at some point.
That's
That would
actually
have been
one of my
hilarious.
favorite episodes that connects...
That's one of the best episodes of all time.
Star Trek and
Deep Space
Deep
Nine.
Space Nine, where
Yeah.
it's Worf crawling through the vents, throwing tribbles
Yeah.
over his shoulder
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're looking for the one with the bomb in it.
Yeah.
Well, they might, like, have a deleted scene
Well,
where...
what is that episode called? It's called like
I forget. But
Trials and Tribulations.
Yes, and it's the reason why they connected. That's the reason why they were dropping out of
Yeah.
the ceiling and hitting Kirk
Yeah.
on the head. So good.
So
gosh.
amazing.
But that
so
movie,
ridiculous.
the movie was the bomb, and Now You See Me, you enjoyed?
Oh yeah, Now You See Me was amazing. The twists and turns in that movie were just phenomenal. Like, it kept me guessing the whole time, and I did not expect the ending in any way. Like,
Neither did I, bro.
I,
I was like,
I didn't even expect the beginning of that movie. Like, the way that they twisted immediately at the beginning of the movie, I was just like, okay, you've got me. And, like, it was just a lot of fun to watch the whole way through. It really surprised me the direction they took with that movie. Like, I was not expecting it, like, even based on all the extended previews and stuff that I saw that, I was not expecting it to go the way it did.
it didn't
and-
reveal too much, the preview.
Yeah,
that's what I liked.
Yeah.
It didn't reveal the movie. Most previews nowadays, you can figure out what's going to go down in the
Yeah,
movie.
of course, now I'm going to go back and watch those previews, because I bet they did something sneaky with those previews. But no, I enjoyed both of those movies. I had a double feature last Friday, and I don't think there are two better movies I've ever seen at the same time. So,
All right.
that's what I've been doing.
Steve, what have you been doing?
Okay. That was like Judge Dredd and or Batman.
Yeah.
I couldn't really
I am the law.
If they were both throwing up in a bucket together.
I couldn't tell. It was like...
They were both hunched over a bucket, just giving it up.
Yeah, anyway, let's see. Over
This is
the
getting
last
weird
week...
real quick.
Over the last week, I have done so many things. Not enough without the internet. I'm literally physically dying on the inside without
Probably so, yeah.
the interwebs.
I feel your pain. Cause
No. My galactic readiness score on Mass Effect 3 is going down as we speak.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is
He
killing
knows.
me.
He knows.
It's killing me. There are Reapers out there that need to be destroyed, and I can't get to them.
No.
Let's see. Unpacking lots of stuff in the apartment still. Doing lots of moving in. Working lots. Got
For those of you who haven't heard, by the way, Steve moved into a new joint this past week or so.
Oh,
real
did you?
girl.
Did you?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
why I wasn't here last
Wait,
week.
with a real girl?
Girlfriend.
I'm just confused now.
Yeah. You can play video games and read comic books and have a girlfriend. It's true.
What? It's not true.
A lot of the people that make those things actually have wives.
What? Actually, they have families, but they never see them.
Anyway,
I'm too busy playing my game.
let's see.
So, child, I am playing Xbox.
It's like, shh, Daddy's working. I've finished.
He strangely says that to his girlfriend all the time.
Wait, no, what?
Moving on.
Moving on.
I'll be in my
Resistance,
suit and tie.
Resistance 3. Finished that one up again on brutal difficulty.
Okay. How long did it take you?
Speed run, 30 minutes.
That game is off. Like, I had some trouble with it
The game-
on normal difficulty back in the day, and then I cranked everything up, and I was
I like
on
the
legendary
first two
mode.
a lot.
I like the ending to the third one because it wraps it up really neat. And it basically says, we're probably not going to make a fourth one, but, you know.
Yeah, I need to go online and watch like the ending to it.
Yeah, so do I.
For 3,
Yeah.
it's
I don't wanna
actually
play
pretty
it.
good.
I just
3,
the stuff that I saw, like
I really enjoyed playing 3. I sat there and played a lot of it, and, I mean, it sets it up so that there could be another game if they wanted it, because the portal in the sky still remains open and stuff, but the terraformer gets destroyed, so... the Chimera start losing once the world starts heating up, and it's kind of like within the first game when you blow up the tower, all the Chimera on British soil die off.
yeah.
So I mean, the Chimera are highly susceptible to heat because they have a high metabolism. Their body temperature runs hot. That's why they have the cooling packs on their back. So the moment the Earth starts heating back up again, we can fight them on even ground. So it had a couple touching moments. There was some good parts in the game. You know, it had some sweet parts. You get a freaking sledgehammer to knock the crap out of the Chimera with.
And you were able to play this game perfectly fine without an internet
Of
connection.
course I could, because I'm on a PlayStation. Anyway, one of my favorite mechanics in the game was as you're playing, and the more you use specific weapons, they'll gain experience points, and then when they level up, their appearance will change, and they'll look cooler and do more things. Like, you go from a basic Rossmore shotgun to a shotgun that shoots incendiary rounds and concussive grenades, and it was super awesome. But,
Yeah, I mean, the weapons are always good, because, I mean, you know, Insomniac.
Insomniac, yeah.
They do make good weapons. Sometimes.
Except Infuse.
No, those weapons are cool. No, that's level 1. We're still on level 1.
Are they?
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Let's not talk about that game ever again.
I read New Guardians 20, which I was very pleased with the ending, and I was very surprised they didn't screw over Kyle.
Nice.
And Yet, that's a good one, yet. Because it'll happen somewhere where he'll be like, man, things are going good for Kyle, and then the writers will be like,
especially
Oh, wait, no,
Since
they're not.
there's new writers at 21. There's new writers now, so that will be interesting.
But also, aside from that, I worked on the logo, and it is almost completely finished.
What?
Yeah, I have had enough time to sit down and open up my Photoshops, and I was like, let's do this.
Because you don't need internet to just
do
work on
Photoshop.
it.
That's right. That's
I
right.
drews it up, and I scanned it in, and there
But
we
it's
go.
amazing how your life comes to a standstill without it. Just
Actually,
Yeah, it does.
It's amazing the things that you're not allowed to do without internet.
Truthfully, I can say this from a gaming standpoint. I haven't missed the internet from a gaming standpoint as much as I have from a connection to my email
Yeah.
and everything else. But
Yeah.
for gaming, because with the way my life is going right now,
You don't play online.
I don't play online because I have a very small amount of time between waking up and going back to work. So I'm actually spending it with my girlfriend more and going out and trying to do things. But the internet is kind of like having a car. Walking is something you can do, or riding a bike is fine, but riding is so much more fun and so much more convenient.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you don't have it after a while, it's a bummer, but you can still get by. So it's like, you can, in the same regard, it's like playing video games. Playing on the internet is convenient and fun, but if you don't have it, and you can't play on the internet if you don't have it, then it's kind of like getting in a car wreck and losing your legs. Anyway, so...
What?
Wow.
Steve's getting really dark with
We'll just
his
let you
stuff.
have that one today,
Yeah,
man.
well,
Yeah,
you,
wow.
you win.
Jeez.
You moving on.
So,
I'm sorry. I just, that's, aside from that, I started doing some more illustration work. I've got a couple more things that I'm going to be posting on the internet. I have most of my review for Guild Wars 2 ready to go by the time the weekend's over with.
Cool.
Along with
Awesome.
Werewolf of Forsaken.
nice.
And you'll be making babies cry with all the things you say.
So, it doesn't matter.
Mm,
We can just
babies,
make more.
babies suck.
That they do.
so,
So, Nate, what have you been doing?
what have you been doing?
Well, let's see. Went to go see The Purge, and I agree with Marquis' assessment. It is an interesting concept for the most part, but it is lacking overall. Ethan Hawke does a good job, and there are some missteps with logic, as in lack of logic, and people just acting illogically.
Out of character and stuff?
Well, not even
No,
out of character.
no,
Their
no.
characters are just poorly written.
It's
Just
like reading.
dumb.
It's like reading a Game of Thrones book where you're like, why did they do that? Oh,
Yeah.
so they can die in this chapter.
Yeah, or get someone killed.
Oh, yeah,
Or something like that,
Or
yeah.
do something, yeah.
Which pretty much is how
Why
that
would you
movie went.
That makes no
You know what?
I don't know.
There were some really good actresses in it. Lena Headey from
Lena
Game of
Headey,
Thrones. Headley, so she was good in it.
Of course.
I forget the daughter's name. She was pretty good.
Yeah,
in
you
it.
looked her name up earlier, and you're like,
Yeah,
it's blah, blah, blah.
she's Australian, but
Check out. We'll have the video.
she was in
review,
Power Rangers, is all I know.
which is hilarious.
Which
Check-
one?
The daughter from the Purge. She was in Power Rangers RPM.
She's
That was
al-
the post-apocalyptic Power Rangers.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, check out our video review when we have it up.
Sadly.
Whenever the internet, Windows, and the power all agree at the same time, I'll get that up.
When the Microsoft gods tell you you can post something.
Well, to them, the
Kneel
electric
before
company.
Microsoft gods are being awfully restrictive this week.
Kneel before Microsoft.
See, what you don't understand, guys, before we tip on the E3 thing, it's not Microsoft. It's Skynet.
Oh.
It's Skynet. It's Skynet.
So then the other thing, let's see. I watched. I have Snitch to watch. I haven't done that yet, but I did watch Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters in 3D, and it actually was a lot of fun. It was enjoyable.
I need to.
That movie was like
that.
in the theater for a day, wasn't it?
It was there like 1 week and then gone.
Yeah.
Can you watch it without 3D television, just Blu-ray?
Yeah. It actually, the Blu-ray is the uncut edition
Neat.
with
I'll
even
have to-
more violence. There is
Wait, you said 3 words that I enjoy. Even more violence.
even more violence.
Oh my
I just
gosh.
wanted to put this out there. This is an R-rated film. They're swearing. Uber violence, like heads exploding, bodies being ripped limb from limb. Not in a horror way,
It's like we're
but
playing
gory.
God of War.
And what is it? There's nudity, so kids.
I'm kind of
tiny
excited
head.
already for this film.
This is actually a really good film.
I heard it was a new twist on an old story.
I watched it with Lisa and we were just like, this is really fun.
Yeah.
We're having a good time watching it. And Jeremy Renner, I think he slightly phoned it in a little bit, but he pulled it off so well. I just give him, kudos as an actor. He's like, I phoned this in, but this is still better than anyone else. Like, yeah,
This
pretty
was
much.
this was the movie that showed that he could do Hawkeye.
Yeah, he
I want to say this is the movie that shows everyone that he can be Hawkeye by
Doesn't-
himself.
I thought
doesn't
The
Han Solo
Avengers
have-
was the movie when he
No,
showed people
he
that
made-
could
That
do
was Thor.
he made this movie like 4 years ago or something
And it
stupid.
just
Oh.
now got out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they just didn't want to release it. And the problem is there's a couple of like montage scenes, like action scenes that were there just to be thrown in so that you can so you,
That's
like
right.
it's like stuff's happening, like there's action, right? And like you see
Even Rocky had them all.
Do you remember that the trailer in the where like you see a woman get ripped to shreds with like a whip or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just happens like that, where she grabs the whip, whips her so quickly into that little like that one camera view that it doesn't make sense entirely, but it's so awesome. You just like, that's pretty cool.
Doesn't Hansel have the diabetes in the movie? Isn't it like hinted?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of. I don't
He's
want
got
to
the
spoil
D.
too much. There's some stuff, but yeah, because they. I don't know how long they were in that place. I may have missed it, or they didn't say. But she was feeding him sugar so long that he got diabetes from it. So you'll see him. He's got a little clock on him, or not clock, but
That's kind
watch.
of funny.
He's got a watch, and it's set to go off only when it's time to take his injection. He's
Yeah.
got about 1 minute to take it. So it's very specific. Like, he has, like, hardcore diabetes. And then he just goes,
Well, I mean, you're trapped in a candy house.
eat nothing but candy. And she makes you eat the candy.
Yeah.
And she's like, eat the candy. Oh, fun fact. You guys will appreciate this. The witches, a lot of them look like witches from Evil Dead.
Yeah.
So
Excitement.
imagine, like Army of Darkness mixed with Van Helsing, but done right.
Yeah, man.
That's what this is.
Not good.
No, it was terrible. It reminded me of it because you have like the crazy weaponry. You have the
Emo Dracula never makes a good movie.
Emo Dracula.
Yeah.
I'm so sad because I have no emotions. I was like, get off the screen.
My children, my children.
They're not really your children. Those creepy little rat babies.
Rat babies.
yeah, and
burn
this
them.
and this is
Smell
just like
grapes.
I'm gonna all the witches are like, we're gonna kill them all. We're gonna kill the children. Blah, 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 eat children. Blah. That's it. They kill people horribly. You see magic spells. You see lots of fighting. You see action. Cool special effects. Dismemberment. Blood.
Yay.
So trolls. Trolls are cool. So
Don't feed them, though.
Not after midnight.
not these trolls. These trolls are okay to feed,
Be
but
careful, the gremlins might come out.
they might squish your head. A troll curb stomps a man, and it is amazing.
That reminds me of Netflix Gem of the Week.
Which is what we're going to next. Eli, what's your Netflix gem of the week?
My Netflix Gem of the Week, it's something that I think maybe some people haven't watched, but I watched 2 weeks ago, and I enjoyed it a lot. It is With Great Power, the Stan Lee story.
Okay.
That's in my Netflix queue.
Yeah, well, there you go. Now you can watch it.
Now you should watch it.
It's really good. It's a Stan Lee documentary. There you go.
It's a document about his ridiculousness.
There you go. He's awesome.
So does it talk about him hooking up with Jack Kirby's wife constantly?
I have no idea about that.
Oh, okay.
Really?
What?
But it's a really good. It's a really
He's
good.
like, you wanna? I can't make that comment.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Where'd you hear
It's
this
a really good. It's a really good
X-Play.
film.
Oh.
Really good documentary. That's really all I need to say about it. It's a Stan Lee documentary.
So it's
It's-
good for, it's at least good for some laughs and a lot of ridiculous shenanigans.
Yeah.
Production quality good.
Yeah, it's good.
Lots
It's
of
all
great,
good.
lots of great interviews. Any touching moments where Stanley talks about overcoming things, triumphantly overcoming things. Does
All good.
he talk about Blade any? Like, does he talk about how annoying Avi Arad's voice is?
He probably talks about how
He should.
annoying
Probably
that
doesn't,
the battle
but
with
it
DC
is.
Comics
It's
was
super.
for certain character names.
I mean, for anybody that watched
Yeah.
that Kiefer Sutherland
Like Wonder
Metal
Man.
Gear Solid 5,
I bet you there's
Thing.
something about that DC. That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
DC
where
you can
Avi-
remember how Avi Arad
the
is
Shazam
super
deal will
annoying
be a big
sounding.
one.
I introduced him to an actor, and he said I would love to do a thing. He's really good. I recommend Kiefer Sutherland.
I'm Solid Snake. I breathe a lot when I talk. By the way, if anyone wants to watch the show Touch, they know what I'm talking
That
about.
show is awful.
Well, it got canceled.
Good.
Kiefer Sutherland the
Because it
whole
was
time
bad.
was mouth breathing.
Because
heavily.
he's bringing back 24.
Yeah, they're doing like
They're doing a movie.
no, they're doing a micro
it's a
season.
micro season.
Oh,
12
Yeah.
episodes, baby.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense because it's called 24. Anyways,
So each episode's going to be 2 hours long?
no.
Jeez, oh. So it's not going to happen in real time?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
it's going to happen in a.
That's the whole point of that show!
Happens in an alternate reality.
No.
Maybe happen. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
it
Maybe,
will
days
happen.
are down to
maybe
12
it's going to
hours.
be 24 over 2 days.
Maybe it'll be where like the Earth for
Where's
some
my
reason
guns?
due to
Got
a
shooting.
catastrophe has like been pulled in closer to the sun, so the days are shorter, so that he only gets like 12 hours.
Or maybe it's the Purge.
Or maybe it's just
You need to be shot for that.
okay.
Alright,
So-
next
so-
segment.
We're like, let's move fast.
Next
let's
segment.
get to the news, guys. Marquise, you have
Yo, I've got the box office numbers for the weekend.
Do the box
Bam.
office
What you got,
stuff.
bro?
Okay, so The Purge came in at number 1 with $34 million.
Okay.
Number 2 was Fast and Furious 6 with $19.6 million.
Still killing it.
Yay.
Made a
Number
ton of
3
money.
was Now You See Me with $19 million.
I want to see that. Sometime.
Nice.
You should see that.
I know.
Number 4 was The Internship at $17.3 million.
That's what you call a bomb and a fail. Yeah, sorry Vince Vaughn and
Sorry, Google.
Owen Wilson.
And
Yeah.
Google.
Or
Yeah.
Vince Baum.
Oh, snap!
Although he was hilarious on Saturday Night Live.
And he was great in The Wedding Crashers, but they tried to get that magic with this, and they made it PG-13, whereas Wedding Crashers was a hard R film. Yeah, and also they waited 7-8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna say
The
that
magic had worn off.
profanity makes things funnier.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, but okay.
Oh wow, glazing over that one.
you're like, no.
And moving along.
Epic came in number 5 at $11.8 million.
Still need to see that movie.
No.
No.
Watch Ferngully instead.
Yeah.
I've watched from
Go watch Avatar.
And I don't like Ferngully, and I would say watch Ferngully instead.
Yeah.
Number 6 was Star Trek in the Darkness with $11.4 million.
Still making money.
Yes.
That means there's gonna be another.
They are, let's see,
So excited.
they are now $9 million over the budget, so they are making profit now.
Yeah, I already pre-ordered my copy of it, so.
So number 7 was After
Love
Earth with $10.7 million.
No.
M. Night Shyamalan is still making money though, guys. And it's
Hey,
still making
M.
money.
Night Shyamalan,
It's making money
That's
worldwide.
enough reason for me not
which-
to go.
Yeah.
Well, they're making money worldwide,
After he.
so they might be able to make a sequel because of worldwide sales.
Because
Oh,
it's supposed to be a trilogy.
Good. Nice. A trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know.
What a twist! I went there. I
Yeah.
went that mile.
That wins.
All right,
That's
slice of
winning
my
wins.
wrists.
Okay, number 8 was The Hangover Part 3 with $7.3 million.
Meh.
Number 7 was Iron Man 3 with $5.7 million.
It's good to see it still on the board.
Oh, sorry, that was number 9. I'm sorry, I misread the number. That was number 9. And number 10 was Gatsby with $4.2 million.
That's also a good movie.
All right,
Okay.
let's get to game releases.
The new game releases for the next week. Obviously, tomorrow, The Last of Us comes out.
Because what do you
It's a
take
Friday
on
release.
Thursdays? Which is weird, but E3.
So by the time you hear this, The Last of Us will be coming out now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Go buy it if you have a PS3. Period.
Yeah.
But
if
for
you
the
enjoy
week-
good things, go buy it.
Yeah, if you
Now.
enjoy the best game on PS3, go get it.
Yeah.
June 16th to June 23rd, we have Dungeons & Dragons Chronicles of Mystara, which is 2 Dungeons & Dragons arcade games for Xbox Live, PC, PS3 Network, and the Wii U. It'll be available in the eShop. That's a really cool game. Like, you level up, and it's Dungeons & Dragons. It's a hack and slash brawler.
So it's like
and you get gear, and you level up, and it's fun.
Well, this was one that was actually in the arcade.
It was an
years
arcade
ago.
game, yeah.
Okay.
There's two. It's 2 games in the set.
Did Capcom make these?
It's a lot like
I don't remember who
the
did the
Baldur's
remake.
Gate Dark Alliance game.
Yeah, they're really good.
No.
No.
No?
It's side scrolling,
Like Streets of
Size
Rage.
like Streets of Rage.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes me. It very much invokes my love of Golden Axe.
Yeah.
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 no,
Oh yeah. It looks a lot like Golden Axe.
I'm excited.
But with
It's-
RPG elements.
But with RPG elements, like you
I
level up
didn't
and
like
it's really
Golden
cool.
Axe.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, you can.
Shut us.
Yeah, go away.
when I get my internet back, I will be buying
A
this
huge,
game,
highly anticipated piece of DLC is hitting the Nintendo eShop. New Super Luigi U. On the 20th.
What?
New Super Luigi U.
Oh,
It's an add-on for New Super Mario Bros. U. Where you play as Luigi.
Oh, yeah, you talked about this when we first started the podcast.
Why
It's finally coming out.
Why didn't
Yeah,
they,
we fell asleep
Well, hold on.
during
Why,
that. Yeah, we
why
were
didn't
all
they just
taking
Why didn't they
naps.
just add that on at the beginning so that you could play as Mario and Luigi as a very reminiscent back in the old
Well,
Nintendo
that's,
days? Oh, it's because Nintendo can't rake money out of your pockets.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
it's
So moving
It's
on.
whatever.
Far Cry
That
could be
is-
turned into a
that's
movie.
the releases. So
It already was.
no,
Far Cry 3 will be turned into a movie. You mean?
Yeah.
I figure we will start the E3 coverage and,
Right now.
Yeah, and for that we're just going to go in order of the press conferences. So we're going to start with Microsoft.
And since Nintendo only had a Nintendo Direct, they don't get anything.
Well, we're going to talk about what.
I
Yeah.
can
Just
agree
kidding,
With that.
I'm kidding.
Nintendo's not even on the board with the 4th gen. So.
Yeah.
Aw. All right, let's go. All right, Microsoft's up first.
Microsoft's
Let's
up
talk about the
first, and I'm going to
games.
run down. I'm going to run down just like they did in their press conference.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they started off with a Konami trailer. Awesome way to start their press conference. They brought out big guns and started strong first. Metal Gear Solid 5, and they're talking about open world gameplay.
The Phantom Pain.
Yeah, Phantom Pain, all
So
kinds of
good
crazy
looking.
stuff. Looks amazing.
Oh, it looks
Uh,
snake on a horse, dude. That's
dude, it
awesome.
Just, the
I'm
whole
on a
intro
horse.
sequence looked so crazy.
This is the
and-
first time I've wanted a Metal Gear game like badly in a long time.
I'm a little confused about the imagery and messages throughout the whole thing because
It's going
I,
to change.
I haven't wanted a Metal Gear this game this badly since 2.
Yeah.
For me, it was the first one. I really wanted the first one. I looked
Yeah.
at it. I was like, "This is
The most
amazing."
Metal
hype.
Gear
The
Solid
most
was
hype
good?
I was for 2.
no, 3 was a great game.
3 was great. I wasn't as
Dude,
hyped
I
for
wasn't.
it.
For
though.
either 2, I was.
2, I
hyped
was
for
super
2.
hyped because it was coming into a new generation. It was all new graphics, and it was just.
Everyone hated Raiden, but I loved
I
him as a
couldn't
character.
believe that you could destroy the watermelons in the fridge. Like, I just blew my mind. Oh, I can break glasses over here. I can shoot the ice cubes out of the thing, and then they melt. Like, what? Awesome.
Or you
So
can just
great.
run around in a box.
Or
and
you can
have
run
people-
around in a box, and people go, "It's a box."
and then you knife them and drag them under the box.
What's with the box? It's a cardboard box.
I never did a
Who
box
put
trick.
this box here?
I always did the box trick.
It's a box. It's a cardboard box.
I just let other people play those games. I'd watch them because I didn't have any of the systems.
Well,
So that's-
it's cinematic enough that you can watch it. It's
yeah,
that
no,
good.
that's the point.
It's
Yeah.
that good.
That is what they started off with, and then they got right into saying,
But I got a question, Eli.
Yep.
I don't know. I will interrupt because is that a multi-platform game or is it an Xbox exclusive?
That's
"That's multi-platform."
So
Yeah.
they're leading their conference with a multi-platform
Yeah.
release.
Yeah, they did. But I mean, it was impressive looking.
Yeah,
so-
it was impressive looking.
Yeah,
and
I
it was a
mean,
long trailer. It
How
was like,
how would you start E3 just in general? Would you start it with one of the biggest games ever? I mean, come on.
I would start
That's
it
a
with
big
a
get for
strong
them.
in-house title. Yeah,
That is a big deal for them to
Yeah.
have Metal Gear on their stage.
that's true.
because
MGS4 was a for PS.
it's only PS3, and it's
Yeah.
never coming to 360 because it can't.
it can't handle it,
But this will be on.
This will be on Xbox
which
One.
shows that the Xbox One has the hardware and the power.
Yeah,
Well,
It-
they're
it's
basically.
they're
I mean,
Anyway.
I said basically. I said basically.
Anyway,
there's a pretty big difference in the RAM.
just keep going. Just keep
But
going. Just keep rolling.
that aside, they started off, and the first thing they did right after that trailer, hey, we've got a new slim Xbox 360. It's
Yep.
available now.
Yep.
That was actually pretty smart.
I mean, that's what they did the last time they redesigned it. You can get one today.
That sounds good. Here you go.
Okay,
And it's
they didn't
affordable.
drop the
Yeah,
price
it's
though.
a-
That's the thing I don't understand. They did not drop the price.
They're gonna. I bet they're gonna drop it.
They need to.
I bet it's cheaper to make it, and that was
It
one of the
has to be.
reasons. And so they're like, all right, for people that don't want to go to this.
There's
next
no
generation,
reason to
here
do a
you go.
redesign if it's
Yeah.
not cheaper.
Yeah.
So that was good. That they brought that right out.
Same
second.
hardware on the inside though. Exactly
Yeah,
the
exact same hardware, just quieter. Like they've got some new noise dampening or something.
and
I don't know.
small.
I-
Yeah.
So moving right along, they mentioned that Xbox Live Gold members are going to start getting 2 free game downloads per month,
Which is so awesome.
and the thing that they're starting off, they're going to have 3 new titles coming out by the end of the year for Xbox 360. The first up that they showed, World of Tanks, Xbox 360 edition. This is a great free-to-play MMO type tank game.
It's fun.
It's a lot of fun. I've played it on PC a little bit myself, and I had a blast. It's just you're in a tank and you're shooting tanks.
Had a blast with the tag.
Yeah,
that
it's
was
so
amazing.
much fun.
Yeah,
So it's really cool that that's coming out. It's coming this summer, so before summertime is up, that's going to be out. Press Play Studios is bringing a new game to 360. Max, the Curse of Brotherhood. This is Max and the Magic Marker. And he has a magic marker, and he can use it to draw things, and then that creates like jets of water or bridges and like physics and stuff like
So
that.
it's a very,
It
it's
actually-
a very Okami-esque type.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
it's a platformer,
Okami, but
though,
it's
right?
like a side-scrolling platform.
Yeah,
cool.
it actually
it's pretty
looked-
cool.
It looked really cool. Like I don't normally like the kitty art style, but honestly, that drew me in
It
because
looks fun.
yeah, it was different.
So that's coming, and then well, I guess it wasn't by the end of the year. I guess it's leading all the way into next year because the third game they showed was Dark Souls 2, and that's coming March 2014.
But that's third quarter 2013.
It's
Fourth.
first quarter.
That's fourth quarter.
I still haven't played.
March is the end of the fourth, I think.
Well, for fiscal year, but it's
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Q1 2014. It's first quarter.
Oh no, legally to us normal people,
It's first
that aren't
quarter.
business
That's the
talk,
release
yeah.
date. It's yeah. But it's
For
part of
them-
their fiscal year still.
Exactly. That's what I'm
But
saying.
it doesn't.
yeah.
It doesn't. Matter
They go
for
by
this
that.
instance.
They're like,
they do, but
oh,
it doesn't
it's-
matter for this.
Yeah.
I was hoping for an Xbox One logo to show up on that trailer. Didn't. A little bit disappointed there. Maybe as we get closer to release, they will be like, oh, and here's the Xbox One and PS4 edition. Check these out. They're going to be better. I'm hoping that happens
Who's
because
publishing
I
them?
want to play it on PS4.
Probably.
But that's coming March
Namco
2014.
Bandai, I'm guessing.
And then from that point on, it was all Xbox One for the remainder of the stuff. They started out with a new franchise, Rise. Now, I had in my notes, I was like, oh, it's Rise, that Kinect game they've been talking about.
Nope.
Guess what? Kinect controls gone.
They'll still
They might
have-
be optional, or they might be like in addition to the regular
Yeah,
stuff, I'm sure.
I'm guessing it's in addition
But
to.
guess what? There were button prompts on that screen, and that
Yep.
dude was playing with a controller.
Yep.
Thank you, Microsoft. Way to go. Excellent choice.
And that game does look pretty awesome.
It looks cool. It looks really cool. There was enough stuff happening in the background
Yeah.
that, like, physics were destroying buildings, and, like, there was just...
Guys were fighting each
there
other.
was dudes
and just-
fighting. There was all kinds of crazy-looking stuff happening all over the screen, and that was a good way to start their Xbox One stuff with a first-party, exclusive,
Yep.
just for them. I mean, it would have been cool to start the whole conference with that, maybe. I think maybe... But Metal Gear was really strong because that's a big deal for them.
There's only another game they could have done, and it's coming up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
thinking about.
I know what you're thinking, yeah.
But they didn't have enough footage for that, so
Yeah.
they couldn't. But go ahead.
Looks really awesome. Looks like it's going to be like a better with Kinect type deal. It is going to be a launch title. It looks like. So that's super cool to start out with something that unique and different. I like the setting. I like that you're like a Roman gladiator type dude. It's very cool. Or Greek, like a Greek
No, gladiator.
Spartan.
Yeah, you're Roman gladiator.
No, gladiator's the wrong word.
Not gladiator, or like
Centurion.
a centurion.
You're
yeah.
on your way to become... You're a
yeah.
Roman centurion on his way to becoming a general.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, was centurion, not gladiator.
Although the sword's a gladius.
And that's by Crytek, and he came on, the dude, Savat Yurley came on stage to talk about that. And then, bam, next up, Killer Instinct. And
Nuts.
that,
Just-
like, everybody went crazy when that came up. Like, there was a lot of talk before E3 started that there was going to be a new Killer Instinct announced, because Rare had been working on some stuff, and
It's
I
not
was
that.
still surprised.
They didn't make that.
As
so.
soon as it said Ultra Combo, I just went nuts. I lost it.
Combo breaker.
Yeah.
And what's the big news on that?
The big news on that is that's going to be free to play, but in a really crappy kind of way. It's going to be free to play, and guess what? You get to play as Jago.
That's it?
That's it.
But
Boned.
you got to buy the extra guys, which it depends on how expensive they are. If they do it like Marvel is doing with that game,
Then
no.
go
But
away.
If they're doing it like $5 a piece,
Then probably still no.
no, $5. All right, say there's like 12 guys. $5 that's $60. Could
Dude,
just bought the game.
Additional fighters from Mortal
Guess
Kombat
what?
were
If that's the
$2.99.
case, don't make it free to play. Just sell me a disc.
Agreed.
Wait, the DLC, was it Scorpion and those guys are all $2.99?
Don't lie to me and
Mortal
say it's
Kombat-
free to
for Mortal
play
Kombat
and then
9,
give me one
the additional
character.
characters were like half that price.
Free to
Oh,
play is not, hey, I got one dude to run around
All right,
at
but
to fight as in a
Injustice,
fighting game.
though, how much are they in Injustice?
For a DLC character, $5. But
That's
guess
what I'm
what?
saying.
I bought the game and I got 30. Over 30.
That's a valid argument, I think.
But then you're not paying for guys you don't want. It just depends on the price.
But guess what? It's a fighting game. I want all the guys.
No, see,
Like-
I don't want all the guys.
No.
I think you should. Well,
I play Street Fighter.
When
I
I
play
play
like three
Street Fighter,
guys.
I try out several characters. I'd like to be able to at least try the characters on a trial basis.
Yeah.
before I buy
We'll
them.
have to see how.
We'll
it
have to
works.
see how it
Yeah.
works, but
But
I think
was-
that's crap. I think that's
I
really
played
dumb.
the crap out of KI Gold.
Next
that
up,
game.
they went to Forza 5. Or no, I'm sorry. I lied. They didn't.
By the way, KI is exclusive
Ted
to the
Price.
Xbox 360.
Ted
I know, 'cause
Price.
They bought the company.
Yeah, well, they own Rare.
Ted Price. All right,
It
yeah.
can't
Get to
be
this
Frank
one
Fair.
though, because I'm excited about this game. The
Ted Price
concept
came
is
out from Insomniac to show another trailer that is sure to disappoint us when the actual game comes out.
because it will look nothing like that, and that's the game we want.
What is
Sunset Overdrive. This is an open world crazy, like, over-the-top action, third-person, like, you're zip-lining, running up the sides of buildings, like... Parkour, jumping over stuff. The dude attached a soda, like an energy drink, to his shotgun and created a huge explosion when he shot it. You're fighting like mutants or something, and it looks really crazy. It looked nice and over the top.
Had a record gun shooting.
Yeah, he was shooting records.
You know, it really was reminiscent of like Jet Set Radio meets Dead Rising meets oh crap. Crackdown. There you go. That's what I was thinking.
That slightly reminded me of Bulletstorm for some reason. Because that game's a little over the top.
Maybe a little bit of attitude
on purpose,
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't as.
It wasn't trying to take itself.
It
seriously
was not.
At
It was
all.
not a real time demo. I don't believe, and I believe it was just a pre-rendered thing. And so that has me worried because of Fuse being so mediocre after an amazing announcement trailer.
Let's not dwell on that because
I'm not going to dwell on that.
It's so depressing.
I just wanted to say it because
I'm crying
beware.
now.
Like,
crying on the inside.
That's a big caveat there. We don't know how this is going to be, but
Why,
next
Fuse?
up,
Why?
we got to get through this. Next up, we got to move. Next up is damn it, man! Next up, Forza 5. They brought out the McLaren P1 on the stage. There's only 4 of those cars in existence, and they had one on their stage. That's pretty awesome.
I wanted to go and touch it. So
it's pretty awesome.
Would you eat ice cream off it?
Yeah, I would.
So
that car, yes, I would.
I respect that car enough not to eat ice cream off it.
Yeah. I wouldn't eat ice cream within 100 feet of that car.
No, I'm afraid to look
I'd be afraid that
Yeah.
ice cream would somehow
Stain
get
it,
near it.
and you'd be like, "There's my unique car, and it's gone
Yeah.
forever."
I'm sorry. There are only 2 of those cars. in
Yeah, I thought
existence.
there were 2.
I'm an idiot. There's 2 of those.
And they
I
have
was
one.
thinking of a different car. But there's
Power
only.
Microsoft.
I know what I was thinking. I just watched Fast 5, and at the end of that, the car that dude gets, there's only 4 of those. That's what I was thinking. There were only 2 of the McLaren P1s.
That thing
that's
is so
insane.
sexy. Oh man.
I can agree with that.
And it's going to be in Forza 5 for you to drive, and it's going to be great.
So you can imagine yourself.
So you can imagine yourself being in it. But I mean, it's going to have like their Auto Vista, so you can like take a tour of the car, look like go sit in it, and open the doors.
But it's like it's in your apartment, and you can just like go through and
it's so nice. Forza 4 had that stuff. It's so good. Big thing with Forza 5, they announced Drivatar, which is going to be using the power of the cloud to like monitor like the way that you are driving, and then create AI for the game based on the way that you drive. So like your opponents in the single player races and everything like that will be behaving like a normal person. Like they'll be crashing into walls, they'll be running into other cars.
Yeah, and actually they're saying in single person, it will be like instead of just like regular AI, it will be people in your friend list too who have 4 to 5.
It'll bring their drivatars in
You know
for you
what
to
would
compete
make that
against.
even better?
candy.
No. If you looked over next to you, to your right, and you were like driving against some other dude, and it was his Xbox avatar driving the car, except they killed that. It doesn't go with the Xbox One.
Well, you know,
it's still on
an
the
avatar wouldn't really fit into the realistic
It
world.
would be funny.
No.
I would enjoy it. Then we'd get a game like Mario Kart. And
They
that'd
had
be even better.
You'd have Joyride.
They had a live on-stage demo showing the Drivatar stuff in action, and
which is awesome.
The guy switched it over to AI control of his car, and it was still like it was showing all the different like behaviors that it was doing. It was like get too close to wall, take turn on the outside instead of like veer off the racing line, apply brake too much, like stuff like that was what it was thinking about.
It's amazing.
It was really cool. So good use of the cloud. I think
enjoy
that's a
innovation.
good thing. Like to say that, hey, since we're doing all this new cloud stuff and we're adding all these 500,000 servers to Xbox Live, this is what we're going to be leveraging some of that power for. Phil Harrison came out talking about indie games. He said something interesting that I didn't realize. Indie games on Xbox 360 have made over $1 billion. That's like the total money. That's not like Microsoft's cut or the indie developers' cut.
Yeah, it's just the total.
That's just the total sales.
Which is still, it's impressive.
Since they launched the program. Minecraft is coming to Xbox One. Bigger maps, more players in multiplayer. Get ready to buy it again.
Dude, I will, because I've already bought it twice. So why not?
I know, why not? It's Minecraft. Sam Lake from Remedy comes out to talk about Quantum Break. This is the show. This is the game that is partnered with a show and had the live action video segment at the previous press conference. The way that you play the game will affect your version of the TV show. So, like, decisions and stuff that you do in the game, characters that you kill, I guess, maybe, or that get killed, won't appear in your version of the show that you're watching. Sounds like a really interesting way to leverage, like, their television aspect of Xbox Live and the gameplay aspect of Xbox Live.
And I also just...
And it's Remedy.
The visuals on that game were astounding because while that wasn't like live gameplay,
that was real time. That was a real time demo because they said on the show floor you can actually pan around in certain parts of that demo.
Yeah, that's the impressive part. That was just
it looked really, really high quality. Like, that's the thing I'm loving about this generation. Like, we're finally seeing CG pre-rendered quality in game. Like, real-time running.
Well, just real quick, going back to Metal Gear Solid 5, remember how awesome it was? They're sitting there talking, and we thought it was just the movie.
Yeah.
He books it on a horse, and we're like, oh, this is the game?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Oh.
It was really good.
On a horse. You're like, it's Boss! And, of course, that guy's Revolver Ocelot.
Yeah.
You're like, that's not Revolver Ocelot, that can't not be him. And you're like, he's on a horse. And I was like, how could this game not be bad?
They came out and they had a little snippet trailer for a new game by Swery. And if you're not familiar with Swery, that's the dude that made... wow, why did I just forget the name
Deadly
of that?
Premonition.
Deadly Premonition, yes, thank you for
Get the director's
drawing
cut.
my memory.
Okay.
You're like, okay.
Roger that.
But that's going to be called D4, and it's going to be a downloadable episodic murder mystery.
Actually,
but with his, unique Swery type...
Deadly Premonition. I saw some stuff online. That game looks really... It is like Twin Peaks like a video game version of Twin Peaks.
You know I have that, right?
All right, I'm gonna start booking it because I see our time here.
We can go
so but I still got like 4 more press conferences, so I'm just gonna book it through
Rapid
these.
fire, go.
I'm gonna do bullet points. Okay, Dave McCarthy comes out to talk about Project Spark. Project Spark is a game where you create games. It reminds me of the Kodu Game Lab, only amped up like 1,000,000,000%.
It's built on that technology.
Yeah, it's built off that technology. It has simple things where you can say, okay, I want this rock to have this behavior. Go. That looks really awesome. Mark Whitten came out on stage to talk about the next generation of Xbox Live. New Smart Glass. Sounds like they're going to have more support. Game DVR lets you upload your gaming videos right from the console. They are partnered with Twitch TV, so you can stream just by saying Twitch, start streaming to your Kinect, and it'll do stuff if it works that way. Game DVR, so that's that. Kinect voice commands, no more Microsoft points. Everything is priced in your local currency. Bam, bombshell, finally.
Thank you.
Why did it take so long? Oh my god, why does $5 equal 400 points? That makes no sense. Okay.
Why don't you ask BioWare the same question?
Premiere trailer for Crimson Dragon. They had some audio issues, and people in the audience were going... Like, a really clever dude in the audience yelled, Xbox sound! And I loved it. I laughed so hard when that dude yelled it. He was my hero. They were acting like a bunch of immature kids. It was amazing.
Well, that's E3 for you.
Yeah.
But it still looked cool.
It still looked really cool, but there was no sound.
It's Panzer Dragoon.
Capcom Vancouver came on stage now to show an open-world zombie game. Surprise, it's Dead Rising 3!
Exclusive to Xbox 360.
The new hero is Nick Ramos. Open world, no load times. Anything is a weapon. Items can be combined. Attach a flashlight to a pistol in the demo. Zombies are hanging onto a car as he drives through the city. The city center is a good place to call in some artillery support, a la Mercenaries 2.
And how did he do it, though? He did it with Smart Glass.
He did it with Smart Glass, which was kind of a good use for that, finally. I was happy. So, that's going to be coming out this holiday, exclusive for Xbox One. Probably just a timed exclusive. Don't get too worried. It's probably coming to PS4.
Dead Rising wasn't
It'll be on PS... Well, the first Dead Rising
That's
wasn't,
what I'm saying,
but the second
too.
one, and off the record,
Capcom does like
eventually
its
came out.
We'll see.
I see no reason for it to always be
with the
Xbox
PC,
only.
With the PC architecture, it's much easier to...
It's super
money.
easy to
just
port.
money.
It's just a money
It's just
issue.
money.
Yeah.
It's probably timed exclusive because they didn't
Right.
say otherwise. So it's probably just a timed exclusive. Witcher 3 looks great. You can do inventory management and character development on the Smart Glass UI. Excellent use of UI for that game because doing that with a touch interface will be way simpler than trying to move around with your controller on the screen. Good job, Microsoft. Good use of Smart Glass. Multi-region open world dynamic and tactical combat like you would expect from The Witcher. Battlefield 4 gameplay running at 60 frames per second on Xbox One.
Smooth as butter.
They had more sound difficulties there. I think sound difficulties were the theme of E3 this year.
It really was.
That and dangling fluorescent light bulbs.
Yeah,
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
There was a lot of dangling fluorescent light bulbs.
Like what?
Showing off lighting and physics at the same time.
I felt like I was playing
Battlefield 4 looks
Stalker
really good. They announced a new roguelike from the creators of Sword and Sorcery EP, Super Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So that looks good. Trailer from Black Tusk Studios. It's an unnamed title. That looked kind of interesting. I don't really remember too many more details about it. Look it up. It looks awesome. They showed a new Halo trailer. Not sure if it's Halo 5 or a side story.
Halo.
It just said Halo.
And it was nothing like Halo because it was out in the middle of the desert with a weird...
Well,
that's a Forerunner artifact.
Think back to other Halo trailers where Master Chief has been standing in a desert and something huge came out of the ground.
I know.
So,
Yeah.
It's a Halo game. So that looked awesome. It looked great. Bonnie Ross came out and talked about Halo. And then they announced the release date. Xbox One launches this November for $4.99 in the US, and you can reserve a Day 1 edition starting now. The Day 1 edition gets you exclusive DLC for their launch titles, and you get a controller that says Day 1 2013. It's pretty cool. I got mine pre-ordered. You should get yours, if you can.
All the games...
Probably already gone.
All the Day 1 games will say Day 1 on them also.
Yeah, if you get a Day 1 edition of a game, it'll say Day 1 of 2013 on it as well.
Yep.
So it's kind of cool. It's kind of a neat thing for early adopters
So
to
you can feel
geek
special.
out about. Yeah. Respawn Entertainment came out to show their new title, Titanfall. Vince Zampella came out to talk about it. This game looks amazing.
Man.
It is a first-person shooter where you're playing as a regular dude.
Mm-hmm. And with parkour abilities.
With parkour abilities,
And
you
jetpack.
can jetpack.
Butt jets.
You can wall run. You can double jump. Very, very awesome concept.
Double
a lot
jumping
of
is
fast,
exceptional.
fluid movement around the environment. And then you can also get into a mech, which you call from the sky.
And it's called a Titan. And you
And
say,
it falls.
Titanfall.
And then, bam,
it reminds
that
me
thing
slightly of
falls
Black
out
Light
of the sky.
Retribution.
You see it way up there. Kind of like in Borderlands 2, where stuff's flying from the Hyperion moon base.
Yeah.
And then it just goes go-goosh, and you get in, like, the mech grabs you and puts you in it. Like, as you get near it. It's really cool.
I saw that video where it puts down the shield to protect him so he doesn't get sniped and
Yeah.
someone else jump in his mech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so awesome looking. Like,
That's how
so much work went into
All I gotta
that.
say is the guy with the giant robot with the
There's
shotgun
not a
can't
good way
shoot
to
for
describe
anything.
this thing. You have to watch this trailer
It's
and
good.
this
Yes.
gameplay demo. It
Yes.
is amazing. Just graphically impressive, running super smooth, and it just looks like it looks fast and fluid, and it differentiates itself enough from all their other stuff. It's like, wow, I am so glad that they left Infinity Ward. I
Yeah.
am so glad that those dudes were able to make this game and like
Instead of Call of
put their
Duty 3.
passion into something instead of cranking out another Call of Duty game.
Modern
I can
Warfare
agree with
3.
that. I can agree
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, because Titanfall looks amazing.
Yeah.
I would be interested in checking that title out.
Now I don't even want Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yeah, me too.
But
I stopped
I
caring.
want to be
about
able to
Call
how
of
to
Duty a
take
long
bullets
time
and take bullets that fell on the ground and just throw them at people.
yeah, awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome abilities for the mechs and stuff. All right, then it was time for EA. EA got started. They're showing a bunch of games rapidly on screen.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, maybe we'll have some 64-player Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 on stage this year. They're calling their stuff the download. They started out saying that everything that they're going to see is brand new stuff for PS4 and Xbox One. 11 new titles in all. NBA Live and Dragon Age are returning. Titanfall from Respawn. They're kicking it off with Plants vs. Zombies. Garden Warfare.
Garden Warfare looks awesome.
This is a third-person shooter, tactical tower defense game where you are playing as the Plants vs. Zombies characters, and you can build turret defenses. Reminded me a little bit of Dungeon Defenders, which is a good thing because that game's amazing.
It was really amazing.
And it's going to be for Xbox. It's coming to Xbox One exclusively, and then to Xbox 360, which seemed kind of weird to me. So, whatever.
Thank you,
but
early adopters.
It's
I guess.
4-player.
Punish you for having old.
Yeah. It looks really sharp, amazing lighting. That goes across the board for everything that I saw at this year's E3. The lighting stood out to me more than anything. as what has been greatly improved
Yes.
over the last generation of consoles. And then a super excited dude like jumped in the air and said, "And then we're making Peggle 2!" And he left the stage. That was all they said about that.
I wish he had gotten shot.
Oh, okay.
Or,
They
like,
showed
a
some more
zombie alien.
Titanfall stuff talking about that, and they did like a little kind of behind the scenes thing.
Because EA is actually publishing that technically, right?
Yeah.
But it's an exclusive. It's like Mass Effect when Mass Effect 1 came out.
Yeah, it's exclusive to Xbox
Did
One.
they mention Mass Effect 4?
No, there was no Mass
No.
Effect talk at all. EA Sports Ignite and Frostbite 3 are the two engines that they're using for this new stuff. And they used Frostbite 3 to create an all-new blockbuster Star Wars Battlefront trailer. Boom!
Which will not be Battlefield plus Star Wars. They've said that.
It's a new
it
game
is going
completely.
to be. It is a reboot of that
Franchise.
idea.
Yep.
So
I will buy that.
I will buy that.
I will
sight
give them.
unseen.
I will
Doesn't matter
send
what
them,
it is,
I will
I'm
send
buying
them my
It's a
money
Star Wars
right away.
game. I am sold because that's the way I work with Star Wars games. I buy them.
I'm sorry for you because there have been a lot of bad ones.
There have been, and I have all of them.
I wasted a lot, like $8 on Jedi Academy. No reason on
Hey,
Steam.
you
It was
know
on
what?
sale.
Jedi Academy was
That
a
game
great
was
game.
fun.
It's so bad
You could
now.
customize your lightsaber. Okay, new
Anyway.
Need for Speed. Cops. It's called Need for Speed Rivals. Cops versus Racers. New thing called All Drive, where they are destroying the line between single player and multiplayer and co-op, so that like everything blends seamlessly. Like you could be in a single player race, and then that'll merge into a multiplayer race if you get like tangled up with cops that are chasing some other dude online on your friends list. So you can merge right into a multiplayer match. Pretty cool. And they're going to have a big open world covering basically all of the United States. I think it's going to
Jeez.
be kind of like a smaller United States. Like it's going to be that same type of regions and layout, but it's going to be like Little States Island in Pilot Wings, for example, where it's like a condensed version of the United States.
That is insane.
It's kind of what it
That's
seemed
awesome.
like because the amount of roads that they had on it. It's really cool.
Quit making me buy Need for Speed.
They brought out Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad to talk about the Need for Speed movie and show a little bit of a clip hype reel for that. Then Dragon Age Inquisition took the stage. Aaron Flynn came out and talked about that. They
Can't wait to play that game.
they had the first trailer to debut for it. Looked pretty cool. It's going to be launching in fall 2014, so that one's a ways off. Then EA Sports took over. Xbox One and PS4 NBA Live 14 is being introduced by a slam poet on the stage. I thought that was a little strange. I don't really get why that happened. Then Kyrie Irving came out to talk about how dribble is important. And they have next-gen dribbling technology called Bounce Tech, where instead of the ball being part of the character's animation rig,
Yeah,
it is a physics object that interacts with his hands.
that's better.
So you get realistic collisions, and you can get more realistic dribbles and steals and stuff. They showed the new cover, then they talked about FIFA.
Next gen double dribble.
Next Gen FIFA had a bunch of stuff. They had a clip showing like why soccer is cool.
If they don't have a
Cool.
next
glory.
generation NBA Jam, I do not.
Then
think
they
I will
talked
care.
about UFC, which has new AI and it has full body deformation
It will
to
beat the
like
crap
so
out
that
of you
the
even
collisions
harder.
like collisions between player models are more realistic and it seems more brutal. That's great. Thanks, guys. Battlefield 4 Levolution system, which was like
Can you press
multiple
B and
levels of
stop it
gameplay or
from
something?
revolutioning?
yeah, nice, excellent. That gets it. Commander mode is back, and that's going to be able to be accessed through a tablet device or your smartphone, possibly.
Neat.
So that you get an overview of the battlefield. You can order your troops around. You can call in airstrikes.
That
You
way
can
you
call in
don't
supply
have to
drops.
muck up your own screen while you're trying to
Exactly.
shoot.
Yeah.
Which
so
actually is really cool.
That's an actually
it's,
really cool.
it sounds really cool, and they did have a 64-player on stage battle. I was like, yes, that's cool. Looks really good. The thing that most impressed me, there was one point in the demo where the squad that they were focusing on went into this building. They got in the elevator and they went to the top of this huge skyscraper. It's probably like 50, 60-story skyscraper. And then they're up there on the top of the floor of this building looking out an office window, way down at the battle happening down on the ground. And
for the sheer
you could
purpose
see,
of going, look how impressive
you could see
this is.
teammates running around down there and all kinds of crazy stuff. The building gets hit by something and it's like shaking and rumbling. They're like, all right, we got to get out of here. They call in like an airstrike. The commander calls in an airstrike. You see the airstrike come from way far, and then they jump out the side of this building and parachute down to where the action is. Then the dude looks over, and there goes the building. The building is crumbling and just being completely destroyed. That was so crazy. There was another part in that demo that was crazy. There was a tank coming down the street. They had no way to stop it. Dude plants some C4 on some support beams in the subway that they're in under the street. They blow the support beams. Tank drops into the subway.
I saw that.
Really awesome destruction in this game. Like,
that was amazing.
That looks like it might be a fun game to play. I'm kind of excited
I've
for
actually
Battlefield
enjoyed
4.
all the Battlefield games.
I've enjoyed all of them except 3 because the jets fly like slow turds. Anyway,
keep it rolling. You're not going fast enough, buddy.
that was really cool. Then the end of their conference was a new trailer for a new Mirror's Edge game.
Oh.
Amazing way to end that conference, I thought. Everybody's been wanting a new Mirror's Edge game.
But it's not Mirror's Edge 2, it's more of a reboot, right? From what we understand.
It seems like it might be because they showed her in the trailer getting her tattoos put on. They showed Faith getting her tattoos put on. Mm-hmm. So it might be like a reboot of Mirror's Edge. I've heard since that press conference that it's going to be a little bit more open world. So, I'm all for it.
It's probably just
I love
the fact
first
that
game.
They realized that the next generation has the hardware to make the game that they really initially wanted.
The first one was a lot of fun. Ubisoft. They were up next. Jerry Cantrell came out on stage from Alice in Chains to introduce the 2014 edition of Rocksmith. It looks like they've got some more tools in there so you can create your own jam sessions and maybe make your own music. I don't know.
Cheap Pro Tools.
Yeah, it seems silly to start with that, but it's Ubisoft and they're crazy.
Yeah, they are.
August 20th is when Splinter Cell Blacklist comes out. New trailer for that. Showed off different locations and gadgets and Spies vs. Mercs. Rayman Legends. I'm definitely sure that's the second time I've seen that game at E3, and it's still not out for some reason. It looks like they went back and tweaked the visuals a little bit more. Maybe gave some of the stuff more of a claymation kind of look, maybe.
Cell shading?
No, not really cell shading, because it's all 2D art.
Because claymation makes me want to go boot up my Super Nintendo. And,
Clay Fighter.
Clay Fighter,
33 and a third.
Yeah, 33 and a third. Yeah. But September 3rd is going to be the release date for that, finally, over 120 levels. Mighty Quest for Epic Loot is a free-to-play game that they've talked about a little bit before. You build a castle, protect it from invaders using traps and such, and you gear up your hero to defend and to also attack other players' castles. Like, you can go attack your friends' castles or invite them to come attack yours to try and get your loot. And it's just about amassing the biggest pile of loot.
It looks awesome.
It does look really awesome. The trailer that they showed is not funny and used all kinds of gags that have been used before by a bunch of other stuff, and then all of a sudden it got really cursy and bleepy. And
that was hilarious. I don't know.
They lost me so bad on that. Like, I was like, I know this game sounds cool, and I'm probably going to play it.
The concept is cool,
but this trailer, oh my god, dude! I was just like wanting it to end.
It's very cliche with the whole...
It was just. Ugh.
It's an E3 thing. What do you expect? Usually they're terrible.
That trailer won't win anyone over. Then they brought out South Park Stick of Truth. They had a new trailer where at the end of it, Cartman was making fun of the fact that they got sent to another developer and the game might never come out.
That was pretty good.
And it's gonna. And now they went over to next gen stuff. The Crew is a new franchise. It looks like it is a street racing game of some sort, and also some off-road driving and like heists. Like, you can outfit your car with like stuff that would enable it to ram cars off the road. It looked kind of interesting, like an arcadey. It reminded me of Smuggler's Run for PS2.
Running other cars off the road and stuff just made me want to play another Road Rash game.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even bring that up.
The graphics and everything looked really nice, but it was a little bit insane.
It's Ubisoft. They have to have something about Black Flag.
Yeah. But that's that.
With pirates.
Looks fun. Just Dance 2014. Whatever.
Boo.
Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. New trailer. Looks really cool. Open world gameplay allowing you to be a pirate in the way that you choose. Take on missions however you want.
I don't think I'll ever finish the storyline. I'm just gonna sail around and pillage.
And
They should have Assassin's Creed with Vikings. That would be even better than pirates.
yeah, that'd be a step back though. They can't go back in time. They always got to move forward, or at least parallel, I guess. It looks a lot more colorful than the other games in the series because they got a lot of jungle areas and like there's a lot of really cool. They showed in the trailer showed a lot of really cool areas to explore and check
I wonder
out.
if Johnny Depp's gonna make a cameo.
Probably not. Next, then Trials came out. They showed a trailer for that. Trials Fusion for next gen systems and Trials Frontier on mobile. So that's pretty cool. There might be some type of interconnectivity between that. Then they are showing an open world online RPG by Massive Entertainment. It looks really cool. It's another one of their gloom and doom scenario kind of games where like some virus is spread on dollar bills on Black Friday.
Oh.
And the world ends basically, and then now there's a live demo where people were playing 3 people in a squad and 1 person playing on a tablet, and the person playing on a tablet called in a drone to kind of provide enemy cover fire and stuff like that. It looks really awesome. That is going to be called The Division. Tom Clancy's The Division.
I can't wait for that.
Gotta get TC.
That demo was super impressive. It looked really cool. Graphically very impressive.
Conceptually awesome.
Conceptually very cool. And it's a third person shooter that you can play online with people. So that's
it's basically like you're taking the concept for a lot.
And there were abilities and stuff. Like the dude had a cool grenade. One girl had like an area effect heal where she could heal her allies. And
it's kind of like an instance-based RPG.
Yeah.
Because you can run into other people and then suddenly there's a shootout.
At the end of the thing, they ran into another group. I mean, that was a scripted event that point, but they said they ran into a group and it was time for PvP, and that's when the trailer ended.
But it sounds really cool.
I just troll around with PvP all the time.
And that was how they wrapped it up.
Dundon? Sorry, buddy.
That was how they wrapped it up. And it was Sony's turn to take over.
I'm so excited.
They ran a little late. They had some trouble getting people into this stuff. They started with a trailer. Jack Tretton came out like a boss, grinning like a madman. Because obviously he was very happy for what he was getting ready to tell everybody.
He always puts on a good show.
Had to come out to Imagine Dragons Radioactive.
Imagine Dragons.
They started off with the PlayStation 3 and Vita lineup. They're going to have 85 new Vita titles by the end of the year. That includes like little indie downloadable one-offs and everything. So
very ambitious.
That's quite a bit, and they need that badly.
The Vita needs that shot to get it up.
Didn't they have a Killzone game for it or something?
Yeah, there's a Killzone game they showed for it. Yeah,
looked alright.
Telltale Games is Walking Dead is coming to Vita along with the new episode 400 Days. PS4 games can be played over the Vita with Wi-Fi with remote play. That's going to work for almost all PS4 games. So that cool. Right there is pretty awesome.
If you have both.
That gives you a Wii, basically. A Wii U. That gives you a Wii U.
With better graphics.
With better graphics.
And better games.
And better games.
A good interface.
And, yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
And multi-touch capabilities on the screen.
Oh, yeah. And the touchpad
and the rear touch.
Mm-hmm. Vita's amazing. Gonna get one.
So PS3 is in its 7th holiday season and has a lot of stuff coming up, starting with The Last of Us. Then they showed Puppeteer, which was shown in February. Then Rain, which is an interesting looking title where you are like invisible except when the rain hits you, and then you can kind of see your outline. So that looked kind of interesting. Then they showed that Willem Dafoe is joining Ellen Page in Beyond Two Souls, which is coming out on October 8th, 2013. So that's going to be a PS3 title still. That looks really impressive for a PS3 title. But Quantic Dream, hey, that was just a reminder that The Last of Us comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
you'll be fighting me with some fungus zombie monsters.
I gotta say, so I'm just not a fan of the Quantic Dream games. Like, I have Fahrenheit, and it's neat and all, but I don't know. I'd rather go play Left.
All I have to say is
Walking Dead.
It's a story. It's a story. It's an
I
interactive
know.
story,
It is. It really is.
and they're fun and they're interesting.
they're well
the stories
done.
are really good.
well,
Which game are we talking about?
Heavy Rain.
Yeah, it was a good story.
God! No.
Oh my god! Don't get me started on Heavy
That was
Rain. Piece of crap.
It was alright. Gran Turismo 6 will have adaptive tessellation.
I don't even know what that means.
I do.
Please, sir, enlighten me.
It's where, like, depending on what you see on the screen, the amount of polygons increase or decrease.
Oh,
So they can make like your edges more round.
That's
So, like, it can reallocate. Like, if you got a flat area, you can reallocate polygons from that to a curved area.
okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
It makes it pretty.
On the fly. Makes it look real good. They have a new rendering engine for that. They announced a partnership with Rocksteady to bring Arkham Origins to the PS3 this fall on October 25th.
Very nice.
There's an exclusive Nightfall DLC, which will include missions and story content, as well as a costume, and also a 1960s Batman skin. So that's cool. Once again, I'll be buying...
Do they add a slight gut to Batman when you get that one?
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
And when he punches people,
yeah.
you get the pop. Damn.
Now that would be cool. That would be
Yeah,
amazing.
actually,
That'd be worth the buying.
Yeah.
Like the DLC buy.
I'll be buying it on PS3 or PS4, depending on how things shake out.
Does
like,
it actually? It's not coming to the PS4.
I don't
is
know.
it?
I don't know if
think
it is. It may or may not. They haven't said specifically on a lot of this stuff, like
That's
GTA
true.
5. Like, I would rather have that on next gen stuff. I don't want that
I
on
haven't
current gen
seen
stuff.
anything about that on next gen, and I'm like, well, what am I supposed to buy it on? Huh?
Yeah, I just want to know. I want to know. Like, I want to pre-order something.
You're gonna wake up one day and be like, PS4 or Xbox One. You're like GTA 5. Gotta get it.
Yeah.
And then they'll like announce it that day, and you'll be like,
Yeah.
I had a dream about that.
Yeah.
I want an anecdote.
They're going to
to
have
say.
an exclusive
The
Grand
Gamer
Theft Auto
Guys will give
5
you a-
bundle for the PS3 for $299. And they've also created a GTA 5 headset with one of their headset partners.
I enjoy me some GTA.
I did notice box art for Dark Cloud on the screen, so I'm thinking they're going to bring that finally as a PS2 classic.
Good. It's a good game.
I love that
That's
game.
level 5, right?
Yeah, I love that game.
I remember
Level
that
5
being...
makes some
The
good
game is
stuff.
so cool.
Level-
Andrew House came out
White Knight
to talk about PS4. Here we go. He shows the console finally. It's very sleek looking. It's thinner than the Xbox One. It's kind of got like a little bit of a slant and kind of a graphic blue line running through one side of it. And it's also matte finish and glossy finish.
Two
That's
things.
cool.
One, it first off, it looks better than PS3.
It does.
Two, it's very reminiscent to me.
It looks better than the
of-
Xbox One as well.
That just looks like a
Continue,
cable box.
continue.
It reminds me of the PS2 though. It really does. It looks like
It does a little bit, yeah.
I just looked at it and I thought this looks almost like two
The P-
PS2s glued together,
PS2.
almost
And slanted.
and slanted.
The PS2 was a good system.
Yeah. It was cool looking.
I didn't think it was pretty though. That was just me.
No,
'cause,
I didn't
don't
think it
know.
was pretty, but what it had on the screen was pretty.
The only system that I can say was pretty was the Dreamcast.
But it's very
That's
sleek
such a
looking.
throwback, dude.
I know. No,
And it
they're
was
all
a-
ugly.
It was a cool reveal of it, and they came out and they talked a little bit like about why they went with that design, and like, they gave credit to the guy that designed it, and I thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah.
Then they're gonna have like a lot of stuff with Sony Entertainment, with Sony Pictures and all that stuff. Video Unlimited and Music Unlimited will be available day one on PS4. All your instant video services that you love will be available again, and they still do not require that you have membership to use, which is kind of a big deal because Xbox makes you pay $60 to use them. They are getting a live event viewer that will have pay-per-view content. They're also bringing Flickster to the box, which makes sense because Ultraviolet is part of Sony, isn't it? Like,
It's a.
is it a Sony? It's a Sony thing.
I think it's a combined thing. Really,
it's a combined thing with a bunch of people, but Sony's in it, aren't they?
Yeah, no, Sony's in it, yeah.
conglomerate,
Yeah. Well, there's Flickster, there's Voodoo,
Yeah.
there's a couple other things, but
Flickster ties in with Ultraviolet. Which
yeah,
is
that's what
why
I'm
I
saying.
said
Yeah,
that.
no, I was just saying like there's other company like they
Yeah.
recommend both, but I would rather have Flickster, which is what I have.
There are 20 titles that they plan to launch in the first year of the PS4, 12 of which are new IPs. From Santa Monica Studio and Ready at Dawn, The Order 1866, It looks like a squad-based steampunk shooter where you're fighting werewolves in London.
I immediately want to give my monies for that.
Yeah.
Those are three
It
words. Those are 3 or 4 words that I really enjoy.
It looked really, really cool.
Steampunk and werewolves, man.
I was super interested in that.
Werewolves.
They showed a highlight reel for some of the titles that they've already talked about: Killzone Shadowfall,
That's gonna be a good one.
Drive Club, and Infamous Second Son, which has really good facial animation in that, and once again, great
It was
lighting.
impressive.
I'm heavily looking forward to that one. I've played the DLC for both of them, and the first and second. The second one was super good.
Not a launch title though, right? Like next year,
I'm
next
thinking
fall.
it might be a launch title.
I don't think it's going to be a launch title.
I hope it's a launch title because I'd love to play it
No,
as soon as
all
possible.
of the ones they showed in that bundle are launch titles except for Second Son, which is quarter 1.
So the
2014.
Order is going to be a launch title.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
they said all those. Well,
Killzone?
no. Just the ones in the highlight reel. The Order is not one of the ones in the highlight reel.
Oh, okay.
The ones in the highlight reel were Killzone Shadowfall, Drive Club, and then they showed Second Son, then Knack. Knack is the other one that's... So 3 of them, launch titles. Second Son, Q1 2014.
Okay.
Then they showed some more stuff. Quantic Dream has a 12-minute real-time demo that you need to go watch. It's really cool. But it has really good real-time, like, CG quality-looking stuff with this wizard, like, summoning this crazy spell and talking and saying all kinds of stuff. And it was really good. You can watch the full thing for that. Adam Boyce came out to talk about third-party support, and he brought out Greg Kasavin and Amir Rao from Supergiant Games to talk about Transistor. Console debut on PS4 early next year. Indie developers are going to be able to self-publish on their platform. They have some new stuff coming to the PlayStation family. They showed Don't Starve, Mercenary Kings, Octodad, Dadliest Catch, Secret Ponchos, Raise Dead, Outlast, and Oddworld New and Tasty, and Galax Z. All those are going to be like some of their new indie titles that they're going to have at least exclusive for a while. They were all on stage playing the games on big screens at the same time. It looked really cool. Diablo 3 will have exclusive PlayStation-themed items, like you'll be able to get Drake's medallion from Uncharted. So they're going to have like maybe Nariko's sword from Heavenly Sword, or something. They're going to have like crazy little themed items like that.
See,
which is pretty cool.
that's a good tie-in. I'm not a big fan of Diablo 3 presently, but I might be for Drake's medallion.
Yeah. Tetsuya Nomura came out with a trailer for Final Fantasy Versus 13. Surprise! It's now Final Fantasy 15. Still looks incredible.
Because they needed a good title.
That game looks so crazy.
That's the first Final Fantasy game I've actually wanted to buy for like 15 years.
So
13 was so bad. 14 followed that up with an even bigger flop. Now they're getting ready to re-release 14.
They're finally getting
soon.
ready to re-release it.
We'll
soon.
see
still
if
not
it's going to be good.
I'm still
Probably
not going
won't.
to touch that.
11
It
was
looks
okay
like
for the time.
it looks
11
like
was-
15 is going to have
In
kind
my
of
mind, 11 was better than WoW.
Kingdom Hearts style gameplay,
I'm excited
which is a
for
little
15.
bit more actiony and open.
I was thinking it was almost like a Devil May Cry.
No,
I don't know.
No.
It was
Did
so,
you
well,
see?
it
Did you
was
see
so
the menu down on the
fast-paced.
left?
I didn't see a menu.
Okay, see, there's a menu down on the left that looked like it had attack, magic,
Oh.
that kind of stuff on
certain
it. So you'll
parts
be
of-
scrolling through that with your D-pad, moving and fighting with the others, and it'll play like.
certain characters have different
We'll
play
see.
styles,
Yeah.
which is a cool thing. Like
Yeah.
there's a gun wielder.
I think
and
it's
all
going to
kinds
be
of
a lot
things.
more like Kingdom Hearts.
Well, to me, that's the Parasite Eve gameplay, which I don't mind.
Kind of, yeah.
I do like Parasite Eve.
Those are good games.
Then they showed a Kingdom Hearts 3 teaser.
Oh man,
Sony
So
is
good.
just on fire at this point in this press conference.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
Square
the
Enix-
fanboy stuff.
Yeah.
That's- yeah.
Here's the
I
thing,
mean, they're
Square-
doing
Square
everything
Enix
right so
is
far.
finally bringing out 2 games that I actually might entertain the thought of buying.
And then it was revealed like yesterday that they may have been a little premature in announcing Kingdom Hearts 3 because it's going to be a while.
Well,
Hey, but it's Kingdom Hearts 3, and
Yeah,
that's what's
that's
important.
fine. I'll
Is
wait.
it
I'll
at
wait as
least-
long as I have to.
you'll wait another decade.
Yeah,
you
I
would.
don't care.
At least it's not a Blizzard title, because then
Yeah.
I might have children.
And
my
at
own
least
ready
it's
to
the
play this
actual
game.
3. It's not like 2.5.
Then they
Don't get me started on that stuff.
Yeah. They had a PS4 on-stage demo of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Looks really great. They were seamlessly going from land to naval combat. Their demo had some issues and was like locking up, and they had to cut it short. It completely froze at one point, and they had to cut it short.
That's cool.
That's fine. I mean, stuff happens. I feel bad for those dudes because it takes so much effort to like put a demo together.
At least it's not as bad as what was it? A couple years ago with Nintendo when they were previewing Skyward Sword.
Yeah,
and it didn't work at all. And like the more guys like, give that to me, I'll show you how it's done. And it didn't even sync up, and you're just like super unhappy.
Yeah. Now, if everybody would turn their phones off, like what?
Because it interferes with this crappy system.
Then they moved on to Watch Dogs. They had a live stage demo of that. Began with some driving. A thing that I found that was really cool that I've always wanted to be able to do in an open world game. He parked the car and turned the engine and lights off to let the cops drive past him.
I can agree with that. Yeah, that makes sense.
It just
How
makes
many
sense.
times have you wanted to be able to do that in like Grand Theft Auto or Saints Row or anything?
Billion years.
Like, wouldn't it be cool if I could go into this alley and park and have my lights go off and the cops would just drive right past me? That's basically what he did here.
You mean instead of instinctively knowing where you are at all times?
And suicide driving up the alley to ram into you.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
And sometimes driving off the top of a building.
And so that
Driving
was
over
really
each
good.
other to get to you to arrest you.
So then he got spotted again. He had to run. He went down into a subway and off into like a little like caged off area that he hacked his way into. And the cops went past him again like that. He went into a coffee shop. He got recognized by a patron who was watching TV. So the patron calls 911. He chases him out of the coffee shop and smacks the phone out of his hand.
That was awesome.
And I was like, all right, this is great.
You just do that to random people.
Yeah.
So like, no.
Well, the guy
call for you.
He's going to rat him out, and he's like, I'm just going.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that. I always wanted to do that in like a GTA game, where in like the Liberty City one back in the '80s, where they had the big huge brick phones.
Phone, yeah.
You just want to be like whap whap. That'll give you cancer.
You hit him with a car.
Vice City, that's what it was.
Just hit him with a car.
It's much easier.
Then they cut to a segment where he was hacking a room remotely using his smartphone. His buddy or his pal is like in this apartment building stealing some stuff. The cops are alerted to his presence, so he hacks stuff in the room to distract the cops so that his friend can escape.
Were those cops? I thought they were something else.
They were cops.
Oh, okay.
They were cops or some. It looked like they were cops because they had like helmets and security.
They were gonna either arrest
kill the
him
dude
or kill him or whatever, but probably.
So he distracted the cops remotely.
He turned on music.
And like turned off the lights and led his friend to safety. Then they showed him hacking like security cameras so that he could catch a view of this courtyard where his friend was trying to avoid detection, and he kind of like set up. Like, told him when to go and where he could move to. It was really cool. It's going to be really different from anything else that's out there, open world right now, I think. Just the freedom that you have, like saying, oh, I want to check out what's happening on that security camera, and then from there I can get a view of this other thing that I can hack. Like, that chaining, it reminded me of Mind Vision in World of Warcraft, how you could, like, leap from person to person. So that seemed pretty cool. They're going to have 2K Sports Baseball, blah, 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 basketball, Spring 2014, Elder Scrolls Online, Spring 2014, world premiere trailer of Mad Max, seemed a bit random to me, not sure where that came from. It's going to be by Avalanche
apparently.
Studios.
Thunderdome.
Yeah, the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Aren't we
There's going to be
beyond that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a double pun.
They're going to have an exclusive beta for for Elder Scrolls for PS4. Jack Tretton come out on stage, to announce some more stuff. They have 140 games in development for PS4. Nearly 100 of them will be available within the first year of the system's life.
That's super awesome.
Here's where he really drops bombs. PS4 supports used games. No restrictions on disc-based media. You can lend it to your friends. You don't have to connect online to validate that you own a game. You don't have to be online at all. You can buy this console, and you can buy games, and you can play them. No periodic check-in required, and they won't stop working if you... The thing that he said, no periodic check-in required, and they won't stop working if you haven't logged in 24 hours. He was really happy to say that, and everybody in the audience was really happy to hear it. PlayStation Plus will carry over to PS4. Going to be the same pricing. Free titles will just continue going crazy, including some of the early indie titles. They're going to have like 4 of those indie titles that we talked about early on coming for free to PS Plus members. Then Destiny.
So good.
Which looks phenomenal.
It looks pretty.
Bungie wants to prove that they're more than Halo, and
they are doing crazy stuff.
I already knew that Bungie was more than Halo. I used to play Myth.
Oh yeah, I played Myth too. Soul Blighter.
If you have
game.
not watched the live stage demo for Destiny, go and do so.
You are
right
missing
now.
out.
Don't stop listening to this.
Don't stop listening to this, but as soon as you finish listening to this,
Go
or even while you're listening to this, go watch the. Well, no, don't, because you don't want to miss anything.
You want to hear everything, because it sounds amazing.
Go watch that after you're done here. Then, bam, Andrew House came back on stage to talk about the partnership with Bungie. PlayStation Cloud gaming service will be available in 2014 and will provide access to a library of PS3 games. That's going to be maybe a separate service. They didn't really say if it's part of your PS Plus or not. They just wanted to get it out there that you are going to have access to your PS3 games. So that's kind of your backwards compatibility right there.
I would pay for a separate service to be able to play all the games that I enjoyed that I had to sell back to buy more games.
Or that you didn't get to play yet.
Exactly.
Because there's going to be a lot of those, too.
They're still releasing titles for the PlayStation 3.
Yep. And guess what? The PS4 is $399. Holy crap. They went $100 less than Xbox. That's nuts.
I think they've got expectations for this next generation. I don't... At this point in time, it's really not a... There's difference in pros and cons between the two systems, but it really comes down to which games do you want to play more.
Yeah. That was it for them, and then on the next day, Nintendo had a Nintendo Direct instead of doing a press conference because all they had to show was trailers, and... Because
they're grasping at money straws.
That was,
Kids
that was okay. Guess what? Their stream, completely unwatchable. You could not watch it. They used Ustream to broadcast.
Ew.
And it was gross.
It
did not work.
They're like, E3, we don't need that.
I was able to watch...
E3.
I watched like a 10-second clip of Mario Kart 8, and then the video cut out, and I couldn't get anything to work for a half hour, and then I came back in, and all of a sudden they were looking at something else, and I was just like, alright, whatever, I'll catch a replay later in the day. So, the big things that came out of that... Super Mario 3D World for the Wii U. Mario has a cat suit, so he can climb up walls and claw at dudes. And they showed at the end he ran up the pole to get to the top instead of just jumping at the top of the pole.
Oh.
Is it a cat from Nintendo Cats?
Probably, but it looks fun, and Mario is always great.
It's like,
I welcome more Mario.
I'm tired of Mario
but
so bad.
Then they also showed Mario Kart 8, of course. That looks great. They showed Bayonetta 2. Looks great. They showed The Wonderful 101. Looks like a lot of fun. They showed a new Donkey Kong title, which is what...
what we all really wanted was a new Donkey Kong title.
Can't wait for my Donkey Kong title.
Instead of making another Metroid Prime, Retro Studios has made another Donkey Kong game.
I wonder how many people are going to sit there and boot that up, and someone will come in and say, "What's on?" "Oh, Donkey Kong." "Oh, so you're saying it's on like Donkey..."
I'm not... You worked way too hard for that one.
That was too much setup. But
sorry, something else hit me in the head.
There's probably some guy somewhere that's like... He watched that press conference, and he watched that horrible stream and was like...
Oh, no, he didn't really watch it.
They're making another Donkey Kong game.
Yeah.
I gotta go buy a Wii U. I
don't understand the point of that either, because...
I would have rather had a sweet
Donkey Kong Country
Returns did
not sell that well over here.
Yeah!
You're on fire today, Jay. You're shooting threes, man.
There wasn't any power today, so I had all this time to think.
He said, he's like, I bet you were sitting there like, Grandma, I hope someone mentions Donkey Kong, because this is what I'm going to say.
Then they showed finally the new Smash Brothers trailer. And
is it going to be slower than the previous two games?
They started off showing the 3DS version, which has kind of a graphic, thick outline look to it. They showed a couple stages for that, and it looks good. I'm looking forward to having that portable on the go because I love those games. And then they showed the Wii U version. The villager from Animal Crossing is introduced as a new fighter, and then at the end, a new challenger thing came up on the screen, Mega Man, and he's got all the powers of he's got Leaf Man's powers, he's got Cut Man's powers,
It's about time they put the Blue Bomber in a good game.
Yeah, and so he's gonna.
Capcom's not making any.
Well, Zero was in the other one, so
Zero's not Mega Man. He's Zero. Completely.
You want Mega Man?
You want Mega Man, dude?
I want Mega Man Legends.
I wanted
But
Mega Man Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That was hurt.
I cannot wait for
the trombone.
That battle where the chick from Wii Fitness beats up Mega Man. Oh, did we not? Did you?
That's too soon.
She's in there because
I know that sounds awful. You're gonna have Bowser getting kicked around by some chick in workout clothes, and that's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing several videos.
I was excited about the stuff Nintendo showed because I like Nintendo games. I still enjoy playing everything. So,
but notice
they showed the new Zelda.
Stuff.
They showed some new stuff from.
You mean the old Zelda, but with a new flavor?
Well, no, they showed that too, but they showed the old Zelda. They showed the Wind Waker HD remake.
No,
they showed
I'm
new stuff
like
for that.
Every Zelda is the same game.
Well, kinda.
I tell you, the one of the things I liked about this is actually one of the side story things or whatever.
No, that's fine. We're good now.
Yeah, I know we got through everything else. Back to just the Microsoft, everyone's like, Microsoft, but which we're fairly unbiased on this podcast. When it's over, it's terrible. But
we got
on
all
the
that out
podcast,
before we started,
right?
Yeah,
and I just wanted to applaud us for not being like certain websites that are actually big name that just kind of were like boo, yeah, like there is.
It'd be hilarious. Like Xbox is up there doing their thing, you just hear some guy in the background go boo.
Yeah.
I boo you, sir.
I know. I hate hipsters. I'll just say that.
The media was really silly.
He just pushes his thick rim glass up. He's like, I played Halo before it was cool.
Yeah.
He's stroking his 3-week beard. That's like their 3-year
seriously,
beard.
hipsters are ruining video
I
games.
enjoyed everybody's press conference.
I did too. I'm excited about games.
Hipsters ruin everything.
But
I enjoyed all 4 press conferences that day. I had so much fun. Is my favorite E3 since they announced the PS3.
It's my favorite. Period.
Yeah.
And that's almost 10 years ago.
But the
isn't
thing,
that crazy?
the thing I like, Microsoft. Microsoft got rid of the family plan. Okay, I don't know if you guys are familiar.
Yeah,
because
it's just going to be $60, and anybody in your house can have another account on your Xbox and
they can
have
play
access
any game
to anything that you have.
And then if they go to someone else's house, they'll have access.
They
to all
can
those
access that, but only one of them can at a time.
Yes,
and not the game that you're currently playing.
Well, no,
I think,
but they can access all the others.
So it's kind of like when your friend or your
which means they have to download a 30 gig
Hulu
game to somebody else's Xbox.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean like if I want to go play, like say I'm playing,
it's not as convenient as it sounds because you have to download a 30 gig game.
But it's also the Steam thing. I mean, it's like having Steam on someone else's computer.
And that's the way it works with your profile,
thing.
too. You go to a friend's house, you can sit there for 12
But
hours and
you also
download
get
a game.
hard drive, so I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the fact that you have to download it again.
Yeah.
But if it's a game they already own, then
then you can play it.
Yeah.
But
I used to think that
if it's a game they already own, they could just put in the disc and let you play it. If it was a PS4,
or if it's a DLC game,
up top,
you just put it on like a thumb drive, probably. Like
that's also handy.
32 gig thumb drives are now $20, and you can reuse it.
And they hold how many gigs? About 28.
What?
Mine are not really holding just 28.
They hold maybe 29.
I don't. It depends on the manufacturer. It depends on the manufacturer, to be honest with you.
But I mean
that's
most
with
likely games will
everything
be
with storage, though.
about 30 gigs because everybody's
Blu-ray.
using Blu-ray.
Well, I'm not talking about like straight up Blu-ray games. I'm talking about like say downloadable games.
Well, yeah, like your arcade stuff
that'll
be smaller. Yeah.
Yeah, you put a bunch of arcade games on the thing, take it to a friend's house.
You could download Minecraft. It's only 24 minutes.
So Zod and
Zod got announced for
Injustice
last night on Conan.
Yeah,
which was actually really good. It was hilarious. That whole
funny.
thing was great.
Is that the last
The Clueless
DLC
Gamer
character?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for now.
Well, that's part of the season pass.
Yeah.
There might be another one. Who knows? Probably
don't
not.
know.
So
I
much
don't
for Kyle Rayner.
But let's go ahead and welcome everyone to the finale because this is an extra long E3 edition. They'll have to shrink down to get it in the
voice, my throat is killing me.
Well, you
Yeah,
did
a lot
bring
of
water,
crap.
so you should just drink that water. Now, here soon we're going to have, let's see, tonight is Superman, well, Man of Steel. We'll talk about that. Because two of these guys aren't going.
Yeah.
So,
Some of us have to work in the morning.
Marquise is going to be watching a lot of movies this weekend.
I'm going tomorrow. So.
I might be camped out at the cinema all day tomorrow.
checking out Man of Steel tonight, and this is the end
This
tomorrow.
is the end. I gotta finish the internship. So yeah. So Marquise has got some. And then my sister wants to go see Fast 6 again. So I'm gonna be at the theaters a lot this weekend.
It's a good movie. I
I'm
like it.
I'm excited to see it.
It's a good movie. It's a good Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
Say anything you want to bring to the conversation, Eli? I know you're about dead, but
Last of Us tomorrow. I'm going to be doing live stream. I'm going to try and internet connection and electricity willing. I'm going to live stream every bit of gameplay that I have for that game. So if I'm playing, I'll be online on Twitch.
I fully intend, if you guys are up for it, I will bring my PS3 on Tuesday. I will set that time aside.
Okay.
Because
that sounds
I'll be
good.
driving myself to work.
Cool.
I'll be back in time to start that up, and I'll just be like, let's do this.
All right.
We'll do a special 90-minute edition of Time Rest Tuesday. Start at about 7:30 till 9. Nothing
do
but
that.
Last of Us. We're going to talk about it.
We'll talk about it and we'll watch Steve play.
He and I will bring in, first timer impressions. Eli, you'll have some knowledge, from beforehand. And of course, you're probably going to beat the game this weekend.
I'm going to make sure that I
I
am.
hope so.
You hope so.
I'm going to make sure that I am a lot further than Steve before I come here,
Yeah,
so that
do
I don't
that.
get anything spoiled.
I will. I'll be getting it tomorrow evening.
I've heard it's a fairly lengthy game.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to be... I mean, I have to work on Saturday and Sunday, but nothing says that I have to be at work the whole time.
Oh,
Like,
Terrible.
lunch break. Yes, please.
I was gonna say you live super close now.
Yeah,
to that,
I
so.
can literally almost... Like, I can look up and go, hey, I work there.
Nah.
Cool.
Let's see, and I'm probably going to see Man of Steel here real soon.
I need to see
and,
that so bad.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun.
I do want to see that movie.
So if you're going to see it before me, so shut your face.
Yeah,
I'm the movies guy. I want to see a lot of things before you guys do. Don't be upset.
Yeah, you went to
I'm
go
not
see
upset.
Now You See Me, and I really wanted to go see that one. I was like, oh, Marquise,
just
you
don't-
beat me to
But you
it.
wanted to
Just
see The
don't-
Purge. I wanted to go see that. So
Just don't talk about it. Just
Yeah, but you get to see all the movies, even the crappy ones. And everyone's like, Now You See Me, it's actually
Hey,
pretty good. I'll wait
I'm
till it's
actually
Blu-ray.
excited because next week I get internet and I can start watching TV again.
You can start doing stuff. You can start playing games.
I can get my get my galactic readiness rating back up to where it should be.
Gonna play a lot of
I haven't.
a lot of Halo on
my galactic readiness is awful. Don't feel bad.
I wish we could play Halo online, but Microsoft.
I'm pretty sure they just deleted my Galaxy.
The Reapers were like, wah wah.
It's been almost a year for me, so... No, it's been a year.
Yeah, I'm
So
really...
it's down. It's basically, your galactic readiness is down to 50%.
The
Yeah.
Reapers
50% is
won.
the lowest it goes.
I know.
Yeah.
The Reapers only win if you go to that ending.
The
Well,
Reapers
they-
only win if you play that game.
If he,
And with
when
that
he gives you
being
when he gives you the choice to choose your endings, you can shoot the Star Child, and he'll go, "So be it," in like a super ominous voice, and then it'll pan out like because you don't do anything, the harvest happens, and then it pans out to a thing where they find Lara's little box, and it's her talking to, like it starts transmitting that it was her talking to the next cycle's people. They added that in with the new
cool.
DLC, so you can actually choose to
Have an unhappy
to
ending.
cop out and be a crappy hero.
All right, then.
Well,
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Buy more comics.
Do stuff.
Play more games.
Check out everything we do. Hit us up on TimeRest.com. That's it. Have a good one.